I'm a pop star, not a doctor. Bitches calling my phone like I'm locked up. From the plane to the fucking helicopter. Yeah, cops pulling up.
Good evening, good people, good evening. Welcome to Bazotina Bandu. What are people gonna think? What are people gonna say? I am your host, Lwazi Mfokangama. Dabukale, Potchefstroom, Market, Chili, Mapodisa. This evening, I'm gonna be chatting with a good friend of mine, Sanele Malwane. Let me just get him on straight away. Let me get him on straight away and we can chat. Amalal. Zuma.
I'm Sholos.
Hey. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, good, bro.
Hey. It's cold, you know?
Yo, bro, I'm struggling. I got
Hey. I want to these hands in your bed.
Hey, but from now, udlime bengithi ngizoyishaya nami.
Get one to it's fine. But because the ice block is not playing with the kid.
Hey, ngihlulekile bafo, ngihlulekile. Yabo nje ushaya amanzi, shaya iphuze eshisayo bafo.
Hey, shala put. Now we're going into summer, that's why. Now we're getting close to summer.
Oh, yeah.
But how you doing, bro?
Yo, just trying to settle down, from work. I'm on that deceleration now. Trying to settle in. I was supposed to go to the gym. I didn't have time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just pumping some tunes and waiting for the call.
Wow.
Finally, thanks for having me. Actually, I've been wondering when my shots is coming.
Hey, man, you knew it was gonna come. You knew it was gonna come.
We have
to call up. For people that don't know you, I was niggas just cup. This? Just in a few words, bro.
So as Ulwazi said, Sanele Malwane, and Tabawamhla uyalingana. So wazi itori zakhona zonke ziqinise. So yeah, obviously myself and Ulwazi go way back. UKZN days. Yo, it's been forever, man. How long has it been?
Hey, bro, it's been a while, eh?
Yeah.
The last time we played, Abogu Terra Hambulala. Asazi Pokazini Hambulala. Hambulala Terra.
Ngimgcina shithi nenyoka mfethu Terra.
Hayi uTerra uyangijintela nami. Usehamba washita nenyoka lapho. Ushiya inyoka sigcwele eMzansi. Uya America uyoshita inyoka. Uyoshita nenyoka.
Yeah, Bafu. So yeah, I was saying, it's been a while. No, not even like the playing in Vetu. I think the last time we actually saw each other. When's the last time we actually saw each other?
I think it was 2016 sometime.
2016.
Oh yeah, it was 2016 because I came to watch your game.
Yeah, wait. So that picture that we have is the last time we actually saw each other.
No, that's not the last one.
Sorry,
I think it was towards the end of the year before I left for France.
Oh yeah. I can see it. Yo, it's been a while, but and you've been back a couple of times in Fits actually.
Nah, the thing is when I'm back, bro, it's always family. Because I don't get a chance to spend time with family. I need to spend as much time as I get. I can with family.
Yeah, no, conceal above. Because now I think each time you came back, I think I was in Cape Town or something, and it was just.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't know how. Sophia Lapu week. But so, bro, where you at right now? Where you at? What are you doing? Before I take you back.
Yeah, so right now I'm in Pretoria. So I'm working I feel old just saying that. So I'm working now
No,
full
no, no, no,
time.
no, 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 no. Let's clarify something. You are old, bruh. Don't say I feel old. You are old, bruh.
That's
Let's
why
clarify
maybe I
something
want
there.
to hide all the gray hair.
I was going to get
Yeah,
this
so so yeah, but for ngiyasebenza manje full time working at a software company called AP's Labs, which was also like part of the shift coming this side. I got another opportunity in Sebenzini, so thought might as well check it out. And then obviously it needed me to move line up there too. So took the move, bro. Why not? So that's I'm a working man now, full time.
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
I think you've always been a working person. You've always worked hard. Ebolion. So we've had some moments, bro. We've shared the field a couple of times. We've had laughs and everything. So I'm taking you back to I'm taking you back, baba. Ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi where uthando lakho le rugby laqhamuka kanjani kwakutheni.
Way back compared to, I think naturally I've always been competitive. But growing up in Makaya, like we didn't grow up in PlayStations, you were either playing Dalibola or you're fighting or you're lusa or stuff like that. So it was always confrontational. Yeah, well, I don't think you'd go a day without a confrontation. So when I think I was introduced to rugby under 7 level, so that's a long time ago. Yeah, primary school, started playing. It was actually called Bullies Rugby at the time. I don't know if that's called the same thing in your area. Yeah, but those 7 o'clock games on the dew, barefoot, it was ugly. But yeah, I think that's when I fell in love with the sport. And I think just seeing me knowing nothing about it, ukubona like abantu who are around me, how they're actually just crazy about this thing. And I'm like, hey, let me just see what this is about. And funny enough, I was actually quite fast back then.
No, you were quick up until your ankle started acting up.
Okay. I thought, maybe like fast as in wing, quick as in wing quality back then. Yeah, boy. So I think the first time I made an A side was probably because of my pace. Not because just me being a good rugby player. And then I just fell in love with it from then, and I'd just been playing rugby consistently throughout my primary school days, into high school, into varsity, and
How was it at Sahel, especially coming up behind the likes of Abu Dube and stuff like that?
Yo, it was. I must say there was a lot of pressure because I think Odube, their team, yo, it was insane. It was like almost the dream team. So, and I actually never got to play with Dube in high school, which was quite suck. But obviously got to play with them after that. But yeah, there was a lot of pressure because there was just this boarding house culture of rugby, just consistently carrying rugby balls around, playing touch every single opportunity we got. Whether it's the teacher leaving the class and you just step outside into the corridor, 3-on-3 or whatever. So yeah, and I think Odube like paved the way a lot because for me they were so focused as a group. And I remember how disciplined they were. So yeah, it was quite good to be behind that and follow and just try and learn as much as you can. Like even besides Udube, there was some great players in it. Like loose forwards. I remember Otash Sozungu. Like I don't know, you won't know these guys, but
My legends of Sarai.
Yeah, legends in fact. So I could appreciate the way they represented the jersey, and I mean each time they stepped out on the lines, then it was showtime.
Number one. Then you got to play with him. How did that make you feel when you actually got to play with the person that was in the dream team inside?
It was actually kind of a weird adjustment because he'd always been like a senior, and then now we kind of on the same team. at the same level, so it was quite interesting. But I always known Uguti he's an exciting player. He loves to run with the ball, and I think we can both say we enjoyed that about him because that complemented our game quite a lot. So it was good, and I think what was quite nice is Uguti being a key player at depth because I knew the kind of player he was from back then. So I knew when to run off his shoulder, and I knew when he's not gonna pass. I knew when he's gonna pass, when he's gonna offload. So I think that was quite nice.
No, that's good, man. And what? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have some fun memories of Imp. Yeah, there's a question from
my
Story.
God.
I'll let you answer that, please.
When did you start? Oh, actually, oh.
I'll let you answer that.
That's what Solo always says to everyone. But have you seen how he looks in bit?
No,
But
wait. Wait. Remember the 2014? Was it 2014 season? Or was it 2015 season where we were camp at Westfield, and we were like, okay, guys, is this like natural build or is this artificial?
Yeah, I'm busy, and they were right. Yeah.
You see, because no, it was Ustolo, Fox. People were like, and it was you.
Nah, I don't know. We were on something else. You see what Dylan's saying?
No, man, because if you remember that picture that you sent me today,
Yes,
that picture
yes.
it depicts on the conditioning that we had to do.
That was John Mitchell's year.
Yeah, that was John Mitchell's year.
But I think we were all just on something else in place. Like everyone, because I even remember Umakeba. Do you remember how big was in place? Coming to that camp, he was bigger than even the forwards in place. But Ustolo, he's always had a frame in place of notes.
So what are you saying about my friend? Are you saying that he's always been
juicing, basically? But what's more, I always struggled to understand, but then I was quite impressed of how he could carry that build around him because Ustolo was fast, had quick feet, could step, he had a lethal good step.
Yeah.
Obviously, handoff was strong because of his build and Petu, and he had a hectic shoulder on him. So he carried his body.
No, he didn't have a shoulder. He had traps.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
He still has traps.
But sensors on.
Yeah.
Welcome, sense. I'm Petu, but with that build, I don't know, but at some point, both actually no. There was this one year. Remember when we were laughing at you and Mustolo saying it looked like the contra or whatever. Yeah. What season?
So that season, it was the same season. That season, Ustola and myself were doing 2 sessions a day.
Nah, you guys were huge, bro.
We were doing 2 sessions a day.
Nah, I think we all felt the pressure from that picture. So that's where it all started. And then we had that braai in PMB. And we also Makeba for the first time. It was like he came out of hiding this. And he just rocks up, his arms are this big and his legs were huge. But I think that year there was a lot of encouragement to work hard. I think with Mitch stepping in and Fetu, there was high expectations on everyone. And I think on you as well. You're the captain that year, right?
Yeah, that was my first year as captain.
Remember the solid you did me that year, eh?
I was gonna get there. No,
it's
because
fine. We'll get there when we get there. But I was just saying, just everyone being in tip-top condition. I think it was from the pressure and just the conditioning we did. It was crazy. Man. Remember how many sessions we would have in a day and how hectic those sessions were.
No, man, it was, but it was so professional at the same time. So,
yes.
Speaking about that camp, I wanted to ask, what did you take out of that camp? What were some of your your best moments out of that season? Let me say that season.
Yo, I can't tell you how much I grew, eh? I think for me, under each coach, there's a lot obviously that I took away. But specifically that season, in fact, I think that's where my aggression came out of. I think my aggression it was forced out from that season, and I just think that the discipline of being accountable and doing my job properly, and I remember the pressure I'd put on myself, like if I missed a tackle or knocked a ball on, it was a big deal for me. Like I was so hard on myself. I literally need to wait till the next game, till I have a good game, for me to actually make up for all those mistakes and things. And like you, just being in that professional environment, like I think we became so much more clinical. Even like the way we executed it was different. But yeah, I don't know how.
It was
Yeah, I don't know how you.
It was definitely different, man. It was, I think, having the caliber of coaches that we had that always pushed us. They always pushed us, and you always wanted to be on your best. You can ask Dylan. Dylan's after every game, I actually ask for the game, for the clips, way before, so I can review myself.
That's true, and I think luckily at that time I was coaching at Pelham as well, and I think Dylan was director of sports at the time, and I could chat quite often, so it would be easy for him to just tell me, "Oh, yeah, you had a shocker, or you had a good game, or you did this wrong." So I think in that sense we spoke a lot with Dylan, but yes, also having him there I think helped quite a lot in place, because I think if anything, what I learned from Dylan is working with what you have. And so what do we have now? What do we have to work with? Let's just perfect that and run with it. And it worked for us. I mean, we saw it in that season where that close season.
Yeah.
What year was that? Oh, Prem Div.
2015.
2015, yes.
2015.
Yes, that season. Yeah. But back to,
I mean, I don't know if you've been watching the boys lately. I don't know. I think they're missing that kind of character in the coaching squad. I don't know. That
100%.
Dylan kind of character. Because for some reason, I don't know why, whenever he show up, the guys just start
Yeah, but
playing.
I think it was just that person, bro. He had a lot of energy. And like even when Dylan gets to practice, you know that Dylan's here. Like you don't need to be told. Like even if he's on the sideline, you know that Dylan is there. He doesn't sit down. He's always shouting, always screaming. So I just think his energy. Yeah, I just think his energy really brought the best out of people. Yeah, but definitely going back to your initial question, mid-season, like just my aggression and discipline.
Yeah, and you owe me. Yeah, you still owe me. You owe me. I will tell you that. You owe me.
But yeah, I was just like I had a thought recently, and I was just thinking of like influential coaches, like people that we've been with, and I just thought you were part of that, truly. You know, because obviously I think that solid you did for me. It was first of all it was brave of you to do that, and I appreciate.
I know why I did it. I can tell you why I did it. But
we've spoken about it a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can tell me why you did it. Well, but yeah, maybe just say I think it was quite brave of you. Like I don't think a lot of people would have done the same. But like to be honest, and at that time I had accepted it. Like when he spoke to me, he told me, he said, "Look, it's gonna be like this." I was like, "Oh, okay, no, it's chilled." And I was disappointed, but for some odd reason, I wasn't really sad as yet. It was just disbelief. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you came through with that plug.
No, thing is, listen, I played with you and I played against you in training, and I knew what you were capable of. I knew.
Yeah.
Because every single time it was yourself, Zuela, whether it be Leon Stevens, whether it be
Gravy.
See, anyone, I'd want to put myself, I work hard so I can be with you guys, whether it's been Gravy, Dion Carney. I want to be, when we're doing fitness, I want to be the top loose forward. When they're leading the scores, I want to be number one. You see, so I knew what you're capable of. I knew your fitness. I knew your game, and I'd already been told that, hey, you're gonna be leading the team. So, not taking away anything from the guy that was put ahead of you, I decided to do what I did. I was like, no, I need them to see.
Yeah, no,
which he actually came to me afterwards and told me, yo, if you had played, I would not have seen this.
Yeah, and it was literally trials the next day, eh?
You see?
Yeah, and I think I did well. That's that session, but obviously, I mean, people
the
are
damn red and black scrum cap.
Yo, that was the signature with all the ropes behind, and I don't know what was that about anyway. But yeah, I'm just thinking now. People probably wondering what are we talking about.
I don't want to explain.
Okay, so
explain. Wi-Fi. Come on. Are you there?
Yeah, no, you're back. So
okay.
Just for the audience, so at 2014 season, right? So John Mitchell joined us. It was towards the end of camp. We're gonna have a trial game. We're gonna play trials against each other. So it was just the squad playing against each other, and it wasn't like against other teams or whatever. So it was quite personal, you know. And so the day before the trials, after the training session, that last training session, so Mitch called me in, and he basically said he's dropping me from the squad. And I think we as a group we'd had like an extensive discussion on the future, on having players in the current system that we're actually looking for the future. You know, and then he called me in. It's like, yeah, when I was talking about that future, I was talking about you. And I was like, oh, okay, so it makes sense now. And then he said, basically, I'm not gonna come back for the second camp. We'll see. We'll try again next year. And I remember being so bummed, and I didn't tell anyone. I think you were actually the only person I told that day. And it was at Riz when we went back. I think we had dinner or whatever. We had a bride. Yeah, Denison. We had a bride that evening, and then I was like, "Hey, face buff, get better. Don't you do tie? We are Gapa." And so when I speak about the solid that Lwazi did for me. So he wasn't actually injured. He was fine to play trials, and he was supposed to play in my place. Obviously, he was a captain already, and he was basically in. So Lwazi faked an injury just so that I could play trials. So I got a message saying, "Hey, Lwazi's injured," and he'd spoken to me before this, and I was hoping this is gonna work, and it actually did work because I got a message from Mitch saying, "Hey, Lwazi's injured. There's a spot for you for tomorrow for trials." Yo, it was just, I was nervous from that moment till the next day, because I know like a part of me didn't want to disappoint you as well, because you backed me so much and to be able to pull a stunt like that. And I think at the time, if Mitch knew or found out, he wasn't going to be happy with you.
Hey, man. Hey. Dylan, it's the first time Dylan is hearing about this right now.
Yeah, Dylan is on. Yeah, Dylan was there as well. So Dylan had to be part of that decision of me not being part of the team. So Dylan, explain yourself. Yeah. So and I was so nervous and too. And I just felt like I wasn't okay. But then, like, first of all, I don't want to disappoint you because, I mean, you could have lost your captaincy, you could have lost your spot. I mean, who knows what could have happened. But I mean, for you to, that's what I was saying. It was actually quite brave of you to pull that stunt in person. And then fast forward to the next day.
We had training the next day, and boom, I'm fitness. I'm there in the front.
No, yeah, to the trials. Yo, we had trials. That was it in the morning the next day.
No, the trials were in the evening on a Thursday evening.
The trials were in the evening in Peter. And I remember I had such a good game, bro. And like, you know, when everything just works out, like, it was like something took over in Peter. And I think part of that was me not wanting to disappoint and knowing that I had now an opportunity to fight, to be in the team. And I just think what was on my mind as well, I was quite disappointed that I had played the previous season under Sean. I played varsity, and I'm like, and now I'm getting cut. What's going on? Yeah, but
this guy knows the story. Look, this guy knows the story.
Facing injury.
Yeah, I told this guy knew this.
Yeah. And yeah, but yo, hugely appreciated that and this. And you know, I didn't disappoint you. And we got to play together from that. Yo,
I think our combination was we caused havoc on the field.
Yeah, it was insane. And I think I remember this one time we were playing Peter Boyson, and I think the ball came out the side of the scrum, and I picked it up, and I ran. And in my mind, I haven't looked to my left. I'm just thinking, I hope Ulwazi is there. And what do I know? And as I looked, you were there, and I was like, yeah, because I don't want to run that far. I knew you still had the energy to do it. So I just gave you the ball, and I think we had like a 50-meter break or something like that, and that was quite nice.
Nangutera, what made our combo work? I think for me, we're just in sync. I knew where you're going to be every single time. If I got the ball, if I decided to pass, because everyone knows my story. Everyone knows my story. But I knew that whenever you got the ball, I'll always get the ball, and I knew that. On the field, if we're defending, we're never in the same channel. So I know that if I'm on the right, he's on the left. I'm going to slow ball down on the right. He's going to slow ball down on the left. One of us is going to get a turnover.
Standard.
If one of us was going to get a turnover and we were going to get a penalty, kick it down or kick for post. And I'm glad Kwezi is here because we had a perfect replacement. Kwezi, come on, same story.
100%.
100%.
And just to go back to Taylor's question, but funny enough, our combo, well, not combo, the relationship was quite conflicting in the beginning. Because I mean, I remember under Sean, I think I played like 5 games that season, and I didn't play the other match. And we were chatting to him and like, real, why aren't you playing me? Like, what's going on? What's wrong? And I was like, yeah, I can't have you and Lwazi on the field at the same time because you guys are basically the same person. You know what I mean? And like each time I came to him, he'd be like, yeah, it'll be like having 2 of the same person. There's not much dynamic in the loose trio then. And so it was quite difficult to actually get to play with you, in a sense, even though it was all good. But it was actually quite difficult to get to that stage where we played consistently. And I think also just the way we were competing. It was funny, like we never told each other this, but I think we were competing every training.
Every time. I can't. If Sanele is stealing a ball, I need to steal 2.
Yeah, even fitness, at times I'd be so tired and I'm like, but Lozi's there in front. Now I have to get there. But like I think yeah, to answer Tara's question about the combination, I think I got pushed a lot by Lozi's energy. I knew if I'm sharing a jumper with him, I'm gonna have to step my game up. I'm gonna need to be all over. And I think we learned how to divide the field quite well. And
Definitely.
I'd make sure that we're on opposite ends at most time. If you're on the 15 on the one edge, I'll be on the other edge, and it will just be like you're watching the same movie on both sides. Both of you passed the ball twice the whole season.
Stop. Yeah, please rest, and Lisa, rest.
Yeah, so I quite enjoyed how we divided the field, and I think we actually learned to cover a lot of ground in that sense. And I knew if I saw you like make a break, I was like, keepers, now I need to make a break as well. If you stole the ball, yeah, I need to steal now. If you made a hit, I need to make a hit. And yeah, and it just worked. I think also how we used to communicate. It was quite brutal at the time. I remember we'd argue a couple of times on the field as well, but it was it was okay. And you'd be like, "Hi, buff, Angilu now, buff."
Angeli.
And then we'd both argue about how we're not fighting with each other. Yeah, but that was quite nice, because I think our communication was on another level, because just the understanding of just knowing where you are without looking at you.
I know.
I think that was something. And we probably had four seasons together, and I mean we probably had like 2.5 seasons to really work on that and really build that. And I think
I think it was especially when Strutters moved me to 8.
Yeah, yes. I think that opened up a lot, especially from the back as well, and just having you there. And I knew you being an 8, you do most of the cross cover work.
Always, Baba. There's a question here I want to talk about. This guy he touched on it, but I'm not gonna ask it like he asked it. When did your ankle injuries come about? Because we know that Amakagala is something that you don't have anymore.
I think
that's the reason why you're not playing rugby anymore.
Yeah, I think I've got one ligament left in my left ankle if I'm lucky. Yeah, so I think it actually started in high school. We're playing our derby game against Itandi High or Fanele Zwane. You know Fanele, a very good friend of mine. So we're playing against him, actually. We won that game, by the way. Glass ankle. Yeah, so then I think that was my first major ankle injury. And I think it was my lateral ligaments in virtue. I tore those. And shortly after that, there was a sevens tournament. And I actually rushed my recovery because I wanted to play that. Was it Atlantic Sevens or something like that? I wanted to play that tournament in virtue. So I shot myself in the foot, actually on both feet, to be honest. So yeah, but it was the first major injury, and then I think from there on it was just downhill. But
No, downhill. No, you rolled. You rolled downhill. You don't say down. You literally rolled, Baba.
It was so hectic, because I remember even like 2015.
Yeah.
End of the season, I had to do surgery on my ankle. The year before, I'd done surgery on my left knee, and then my left ankle went. Had to do that, and I remember I came back and just catching camp, December camp. Lucky enough, I was able to attend the Jan camp.
Yeah.
Played the entire season. Compared to strapping, Bryce. You also had ankle issues.
Don't go there. Don't go there. I know where you're going.
Yeah.
Don't go there, please.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically I've had my most recent surgery, I think, was in 2018. I had like a full reconstruction. My syndesmosis was it was non-existent basically. So yeah, I was always troubling.
Your what
And,
was
and the
non-existent?
my syndesmosis. So
Hey,
like the level
Baba. Wait a minute. Wait a
I
minute.
only
The man
I
from
only know this.
Mhlabelingana knows a word like this. Hey,
Yes.
say it again. Say it
Yeah.
again, my friend.
And the syndesmosis. so and I only know these things because of how many times I've been injured in Vietnam. And at times I'd play games where I couldn't really step. I'd have to keep a straight line just so that I don't bug my ankles up while playing Vietnam. And it's just like, and it's quite taxing because it's at the back of your mind the whole time.
Yeah.
Taking contact, like, oh, I hope nothing happens after this. You're in a tackle, you're in a mall, and you're just thinking, I hope my ankle doesn't get caught and something happens and I have to go off again. Yeah, I'm 30, so it was really a bumpy ride with my ankles, but I think I was still able to manage and like pull some good performances under the circumstances.
No.
Yeah.
So, with those ankles, you managed to land yourself up at Ike's. How, briefly, no, wait a minute. Briefly, ngamagama nje amancane. Yabo,
Yeah.
amazwi nje, uqaphuqaphu. How was that experience for you playing in Varsity Cup? How was that step up to the next level? And obviously, your ankles betrayed you again. That we know.
Yeah, but it was, first of all, it was such an amazing experience. It's like just being part of that group. If you'd ask, here's crazy commenting actually. If you'd ask Crazy and Gatch, they also landed up there. I mean, I felt at home the first training session. I got there. I remember I got there quite late. Training had started already, and Rico was there. Rico Latohan, he was there, Blackie
You
already.
should
So
see, he
it was
was shopping at UK's Rembra.
yeah, I'm glad I was on that wish list as well. But but yeah, but it was such an amazing experience. Just the culture there, and it was just all about, besides the rugby, just being about better people. Like how can you improve yourself as a human being? How can you adapt to the current society? And also moving from rugby-wise, moving from Varsity Shield to Varsity Cup, obviously a step up. It was quite competitive. It was quite competitive. I think within and against sort of other teams, and the ones who play rugby. Yeah, and I can remember the first camp, and I just felt I knew I had to do my best just to get in the squad at least. That's what I was gunning for at the time because there were so many great players in it.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some those actually that were coming back from injury as well. So, the squad depth was insane. So luckily I was able to adapt quick enough like during the camp. And I think we played a warm-up game against Marty's, and I think I managed a decent performance. And that got me in the team, and I was blessed enough to play every game that year for Varsity Cup. Yeah, but also huge adjustments. I think like the physicality and just how every team is so organized. You don't expect to gather loose balls, and we used to prey on those loose balls at times. But yeah, and just being in a more controlled environment was a huge change. But I was able to adapt, and just the sort of support structure around me, some great guys, great coaches, and very, very accommodating. I mean, we spent a lot of time with the gents, even outside, off the field, outside sort of the rugby facility. Like we spent so much time together, and that just made things so much easier. And I was able to make mates like within the first week of it. It was going.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
ngoba sishaya isikhathi, I want to find out. Untando here has asked, which was the most fun match that you've ever played, whether it's for Ike's or the Impies?
The most fun match.
Yeah.
That's a weird question. Okay, not weird, but I don't know what
Well,
fun
the
means.
most, the match, like a game that you enjoyed the most.
Ooh, I think UKZN both Wits games. I think the Wits final, and then definitely that has to be the best game I've ever played. And I think I pulled my pick like with 15 minutes to go in that game, but I couldn't come off.
Do you remember what Struthers said to us? Because
No, I don't.
because you had pulled your pec, I had
Yeah.
tweaked my hamstring,
Your ankle.
no, it was my hamstring, and Struthers was
hamstring,
like,
yeah.
"You two are not coming off this field."
Yeah, I remember. And then I just played on with my pick, and yeah, and you with your hamstring. But I think also with the emotions and the adrenaline being heightened so much compared to, I don't think either of us were willing to give in at that stage, and we could literally see. We were close to the line, and I think we'd worked so hard that season. I think it was Rudy Struthers and Joe was the coach as well. So
Yeah.
it was. I couldn't imagine myself or you coming off for that matter. So we just, I guess we just stuck it out. But yeah, I'll say that's number one. Has to be the best game I've played ever. But yeah, also the following year playing Wits, Rand Stadium with 12 men on the field. It was crazy being able to pull off a W after that. It was insane. We did that, and I think I also had some good games at UCT.
Story. Oh my word! Do you remember Story on the bus back to Durban? Do you remember him on the bus back to Durban?
That's exactly why he's saying he doesn't.
Do you remember him on the bus back to Durban, bro? Yo,
yeah.
I'd never seen him like that.
I mean, rightfully, because I remember after the game, we actually went to the field. What? Yeah, we went to the field.
We did fines on the field, middle of the field.
Yeah, we had fines on the field. And that was also messy. I think even in the bus, it was still quite messy too. And I think the James just let loose. Even in the change room, too, it was still that after-match function as well. It was
chaotic, eh?
It was crazy. Like everything after that in too, it was just madness. Yeah, but it was quite nice in yeah. But yeah, I also had some very good games at GCC. I think I enjoyed playing Marty's. I played them like 3 times. That was quite an experience. And Ballard in the league and playing teams like False Bay, Durban, like very highly competitive teams. And it was just such an amazing experience to be part of that and to be able to be, successful in some of the games and not in the South.
Yeah.
So, yeah, crazy experience. Yeah.
No, but I'll ask you this final question. Now, are you ever going to make a comeback?
That's actually a good question. I think, Jeepers, I asked myself that question quite a lot of it, and that's why I struggle to watch rugby so much, because then I know it just gives me that feeling again, and I just want to jump back in. But obviously with work now, things are a bit different. And also just injuries. Like I just think if I have to sit through another surgery, it's going to be, I honestly don't want that trauma. You
see, this is why you shouldn't come back, because you're already thinking injuries and surgeries. No. That's why you shouldn't come back. Stay. Stolo, stay in retirement. You and Stolo, stay in retirement. It's fine. You can watch us.
Yeah. No, but I'll see. I don't think my decision is final as yet, because I still feel I can add a lot of value. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe one more dance next year.
I will see.
Just for all time.
He's Thomas Indaba. I'll see with the photos, bro.
Nah, I'm saying, and Gert is actually saying if I make a comeback, he'll make one.
Now, if he makes a comeback, Ukech is going to be playing center. Have you seen how lean he is?
Yeah, he's looking good, bro. I think he's worked quite well. Been quite.
He's working, bro. He's putting in the hard work, man.
I think we chat quite a bit, not Gert and and yeah, I know the work he's putting in, but it's just not nice to see. Yeah.
Listen, Buff, thank you very much for just coming and chatting, going down memory lane.
Pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Buff. Yeah, no, thanks for having me. It took you long enough, though, I must say. I thought I'd make Buff. But top 3 showcase.
Top 3 showcase.
Yeah, but I'm probably like the number 1 camping go to.
Hey, with the
point. Okay, before we close, Bazotina Band, like what's with the name? How did you go about choosing that?
We just chose it, man. Bazotina Band. It's this thing that, you know, when people say Bazotina Band, that Bazotina Band syndrome. We should do this. Oh, Bazotina Band, what? Oh, Bazotina Band, if I do this. No. Just do it.
Yeah.
No, Bazotina Band. What are people gonna say? What are they gonna think? We don't care. We don't care. We just do it.
I understand, Buff. Yeah. Well, so I'll catch you with bright vibes and come back a happy hour.
Yey. Uzophuma. Ngiyoceba.
Nah, bese ungangiceba kwi-boys ngiyambona ndisekhona la bese ngizongithola imbazo nami.
Boy. Listen, hey.
Yeah.
Stay safe, eh? Ube grand. Thank you. Mike uzongena manje sihamba.
Oh, Mike, but serious.
Uzongena manje sihamba.
Mbese angazi but somxoxela uMike
uzibamba ngendlela uMike, it's fine.
Hey, bro.
Listen, thank you very much and stay safe ngempela, bro. And do rehab or whatever you're doing for your ankles.
I have been actually helping out with some rehab exercises and with my groin as well. Hey, but for so
Ube grand, bro. Have a good week, eh?
Thanks, bro. Cheers, eh?
Sure. Guys, that was Sanele Malwane, all the way is in Gauteng. Man from Wamhlabea Lingane. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. I hope you have a fantastic evening. I hope you have a great week. Loazi Ngama, all the way in Paris. Man from Port Shepstone, Italy, more Porties. Signing out, say thank you for watching Bazotina Band. Cheers, guys.